Good afternoon, everybody. In this short episode of Morelia Minutes, there's two things that I want to say. Number one, if you're thinking of getting a carpet python, a Bredl's python, or another species of Morelia, research first, then acquire. The other thing I want to say, if you already have a Bredl's python, a carpet python, or another species of Morelia, and questions come up, you need to read first and then ask. I'm going to go over a few resources that I personally used prior to getting my first carpet pythons, and a few resources that I continue to refer to constantly now that I keep a large number of carpet pythons and Bredl's pythons. The very first resource that I want to tell you is just invaluable is the Complete Carpet Python. This book is by Nick Mutton, Justin Julander, and it has a section on reproduction by Dr. Ben Morrell, and I can't recommend this book enough. If you're thinking of getting a carpet python or a Bredl's python, or if you already have one, you need to own this book. If you're thinking of getting a carpet python, you need to buy this book and read it first before you make that commitment, because that animal hopefully is going to live 20 years and you want to take the best possible care of it that you can, and you owe it to that animal to read this book and familiarize yourself with everything that's knowable about Morelia spilota and Morelia bredli. Those are the two species that I keep, so that's what I keep referring to. But my point about researching first and then acquiring, and then if you already have an animal, reading first and then asking questions of someone, really are applicable to any animal that you might have. If this is a book that you don't already have and you own or are thinking of acquiring carpet pythons, Bredl's pythons, you need to get this book. You need to get it from the library, borrow it from a friend, purchase it online, purchase it from a bookstore, purchase it from one of the authors. I know that Australian Addiction Reptiles website and Inland Reptiles website has a way for you to contact the authors and purchase this book. So you owe it to yourself and to your snakes to do that. The other book that I would also say is a good reference is this Carpet Pythons book, and this is by Mark Mintz. Covers Morelia bredli, Morelia carinata, and Morelia spilota. So basically the Morelia complex minus green tree pythons. And if you have or are thinking of getting a green tree python, I'd recommend this book by Justin Julander and Terry Phillip, which is Green Tree Pythons, the Natural History and Captive Maintenance of. Other resources that are obviously going to be available to you prior to getting your carpet python or once you have a carpet python are going to be online resources. And you can go online and just start with a simple Wikipedia article and then go from there. It's going to have links at the bottom that are references that were used to write that article, and you can follow any of those links to scientific papers, websites, and other references regarding that species of snake. I would really recommend that you also do a Google Scholar search for Morelia spilota, Morelia bredli, or whatever species of Morelia that you are thinking of acquiring or already keeping, because it'll bring up a slew of scientific papers. Well, not a slew, because in my opinion there's not enough research that's been done in either captive, kept, or wild animals in the Morelia complex, but there are some out there. I know that there's papers about diamond pythons, about carpet pythons in general, about rough scale pythons, and you can look those up with a simple Google Scholar search. The other thing that I would recommend is going to some specific websites of very reputable breeders that produce carpet pythons and who have taken the time to put detailed information on their websites about the care and husbandry of those animals. Inland Reptiles is one such website, and that website is maintained by Nick Mutton, who is a breeder and who's also one of the authors of the Complete Carpet Python. Another website that I highly recommend is Australian Addiction Reptiles. That's run by Justin Julander, and he's also one of the authors of the Complete Carpet Python. He has excellent information on there that I refer to about Centralian carpet pythons and inland carpet pythons because he has bred and does breed those. I also recommend that you check out EB Morelia's website. That's run by Eric Burke, and he's taken a great deal of time to put different pictures on there of the different carpet python subspecies and morphs, as well as information about them. He's also one of the hosts of Morelia Python Radio. It's a radio show that I highly recommend if you're into Morelia, and you can find that on Blog Talk Radio. ReptilesMagazine.com has a number of care sheets about many types of reptiles, and you can specifically look up the carpet python care sheet and get more information about keeping carpet pythons from there. Thank you for joining me today for Morelia Minutes. I'm Lori Tarini, and until next time, love your animals, enjoy your carpet pythons, and take the best possible care of them that you can.